When did life start feeling like this? Like, seriously, have you ever looked around and thought, when did we become the women talking about gray hairs, hormones, exhaustion, and wondering why everyone around us suddenly seems completely unhinged? Because this week, I had a conversation with a friend that hit me harder than expected. And the craziest part, we both felt the exact same way, but didn't even know it. Like something has shifted. Welcome back to Struggle and Strength Moms Balancing It All with Nikki. This episode is for the moms in their 40s who are sitting there wondering, is it just me? The moms feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, emotional, stretched thin, and honestly, just confused by how different life feels right now. Because lately, I've been realizing this season of life, it hits differently, and no one really prepares you for it. I mean, I didn't even think that I would be this age this soon. It's like every year, it starts getting the year just flies by so quickly. I can't even imagine that it's already May. It's like every time I turn around, it's a new year. And I'm gonna be a year older, and I'm just don't know where the time has gone. I mean, I still feel like I'm in my 20s. My golden year is 24, and that's what I tell everybody. And then when I would look in the mirror, I'm like, "Whoa, who is that lady? Like, that cannot be me, I swear." I don't know what is going on, but it's like it's just so crazy to think that I'm already past 40 years old. I'm starting to get gray hairs. Actually, I've been getting gray hairs, and I just never thought we would get to this season of life so quickly. So this week, I was talking to a friend of mine from work. She's a lawyer, super smart. She has a kid around the same age as mine, and we started talking about something so small. It started off, I told her, I was like, our kids are growing up as quick as your hair because her hair grows like weeds. I swear, every time I see her, like she cuts it short and then the next month it's just long again. But she was like, "Oh my gosh, Nicole, I cannot even tell you that I'm starting to get gray hairs." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, me too." And she was like, I don't even know what to do about them." She's like, "I'm in this stage where I don't know. Should I go ahead and like dye them or just live with them?" It's like we didn't feel like we were gonna have to worry about this soon. But it's just, we never I didn't expect us to really go into talking about gray hairs, but we were just laughing, having a grand old time, and it's just unbelievable that we're already at this stage of life. And it's not just one random gray hair anymore. It's like, wow. Okay. I recorded a video for my father-in-law's birthday, and I looked at the video and thought, "Oh my gosh, is that blonde hair at the very top?" And when I looked closer, I was like, "No, that's a whole bunch of gray hair." And it's like, "Oh, this is happening." And we just started laughing about it. It's like, what do we do? I'll tell you, the very next day, I called the hairdresser to get it done because I thought, "Oh my goodness, I can't keep letting these gray hairs take over." It's like when I put my hair up in a ponytail, they just start coming out. And when I didn't have it up in a ponytail, like when I have it just down, you can't really tell that they're there. It's just like, they're kind of mixed in and blends. And so my friend, she was like, "I don't know what to do, Nicole." She's like, I dread going in and getting it done. And it sounds so surface level, but it wasn't really about the hair. It was about realizing like we're in a completely different season of life now. It's like when you were young and you saw your parents and you thought, "I'm never going to be that old." And now, like, I look at my face, and when I see myself in the mirror, I think, "Whoa, oh my goodness, like, who is this lady in the mirror?" Because I'm still 24, and this lady in the mirror is nothing like what I look like. Like, that can't be right. And every time I take a picture, I'm thinking like, "Oh my goodness, that's not me. Where did I go?" So funny. So my friend, she said something that, like, totally stopped me. She said, "I don't know about you. I don't know about if this is happening around you lately, but it feels like everyone around me is just going cuckoo crazy." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I know exactly what you mean." And she was like, "I don't know if it's the hormones or like perimenopause or like what's going on," but she's like, "All my friends here are just they're acting so weird." And I told her, I said, "Yeah." I said, "The last several weekends at my kid's soccer game, like the parents are going crazy to the point where I'm like scared for my life because it's like, what is going on with everybody?" We're all around the same age. I imagine the majority of everybody is, early 40s or about to be 40. But it's like these grown adults, they're arguing over kids' sports. Her friends are acting crazy about things. They're getting all emotional and like exhausted. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, what's happening in this world? I don't know. Like, when did everybody become so reactive, so emotional, so angry, so hormonal? And we just started laughing, like, what is going on? Are we at that stage now where it's like we can't control our hormones because we're just so exhausted with everything that goes on in life? And honestly, I think that's it. Because she was like, "Nikki, everyone, like, we don't have time for anything. Like, we're so exhausted. Like, there's so much work to be done. We just don't have the time. Like, can't even check emails. We don't have time." And it's like, where does the time go? Because I cannot even believe that my youngest is already 8 years old and my daughter just turned 11. It's crazy to think that these babies are growing up and they're using these sophisticated words. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, where did the time go? It's just, our conversation, it shifted to that reality. It's like, how are they already this old? Like, seriously, how? Because it feels like yesterday they were toddlers climbing into our bed in the middle of the night or sleeping with us. I mean, my gosh, my 3 kids slept with me until, like, for the first 3, 4 years of their life. It was craziness. It was to the point where I got this big crick in my neck and I couldn't get rid of it. I had to kick them out of my bed. I felt so bad, but I was like, I need my space because as a mom, of course, the kids are always on my side of the bed, not on my husband's. And so it's like I have 3 kids plus me on one side of our bed. Now we have those like adjustable kings, and so mine's like the twin extra large, but who cares? It's not like the twins are wide like a queen size bed. And so to have 3 kids plus me in that bed, that's another story, whole 'nother story. But of course, those are the sacrifices that we do as moms. We give up our own space just for our children because we want them to feel safe and cuddle with us. And so they're going from like being in our bed, sharing the space to now they're independent, they're busy, they're growing up. And it's so strange. Like we're in this strange combination of like pride and grief at the same time because we're so excited about them growing up and using these sophisticated words and talking, about more adult things. But then it's like, it's sad. It's so sad to think, oh my goodness, where's my baby? I miss those baby stages, and then you see other, like, babies around. I swear their school is, like, filled with all these moms that are pregnant and they're having babies in their 40s, and I'm thinking, "Oh my goodness, I couldn't even imagine going back to those stages right now," even though I long for them. I long for that, like, innocence, the cuteness. They're, like, discovering the world, and everything they do is just this big surprise, and it's so exciting, and they get so, like, just full of emotions, you know? It's so fun watching them grow up, and you want them to grow, but then a part of you just wants to freeze time. Like, my brother's son, he's graduating from high school and going on to college, and I remember holding him for the very first time when he had him, almost, what, 18 years ago. Like, that's just craziness. I can't even imagine it. Just thinking about my own daughter, I mean, in 7 years, she's gonna be going off to college, and I feel like the first 11 years just flew by. It was so fast. It's not short enough. Like, I just wanna freeze some time so I can enjoy it even longer, and I know they need to grow up, and it's exciting, okay? I love the fact that they can cook their own meals, they can pick out their own clothes. I don't have to worry about them throwing a temper tantrum in the middle of the store anymore. I love that they're reading books and they can do math and they can help each other out. And then they're also a big help for me too around the house. It's like my daughter had her birthday party, so we had to clean the house and they can help clean and get stuff ready. And, they can do those things, which is amazing. But at the same time, it's like, the cuteness of when they were little. And then in our conversation, it kind of shifted more about us and being honest with each other about how we're feeling lately, like completely exhausted, moody, short on patience, not in a dramatic way, but like just in very real, like this feels different kind of way. And she mentioned, like, what's going on? Am I perimenopausal? And honestly, like, maybe that's part of it, but I do think it's bigger than hormones. I think it's years of just carrying everything, like the brunt of the load. It's like, my husband tries to help out, and I ask him, like, hey, can you go do this, this, and this? And he's like, I have no idea what you're telling me. And it's like, okay, I really need you to help out here. I have a million things that need to be done. And I'm very stressed right now. So, can you just do this one little thing? And it's like you tell them step by step and they're totally clueless. It's like, never mind, I'll just do it myself. But that's the thing. Like, we carry all of that mental load on ourselves. And so it's like years of being needed, years of showing up, years of putting ourselves last. Like, let me just tell you, it took so much effort just for me to get my hair done. Now I go to the local like beauty school and it takes them many hours, like usually between 5 to 10 hours to do my hair, like because they're learning and they have to ask and their educator helps them and all these things. But also it takes a very long thing to organize. Like, I've got to have people pick up my kids and take them to activities and organize all these different things. And it's just like this weekend, like our whole Saturday was full, like jam-packed full. And I have to tell my husband exactly, like, be here, do this, go here, here's a present. It's laid out, like everything's here for you. So not only am I having to do my part of it, but I'm also having to like get him prepared, get everything ready for him because he has no idea what's going on. Make sure it's like I am myself plus my assistant, and then I have to get my assistant ready for my husband, and it's like, oh my gosh. Whew, there's just so much that we do, and eventually your body, your mind start asking for something different. Like, we need a break here, lady. I'm super excited because I'm creating this like command center. It's going to be an automation. It's going to happen automatically, and it's going to take out so much stress and mental load that I have because I'm no longer going to have to hear my husband every day. Like, what's today? Where am I going? What child do I have? What's after that? Like, what are you doing? What's for dinner? All those questions, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, seriously, can you just look at the calendar?" But then he looks at the calendar and he's like, "I don't get it." Oh my gosh, and there's other little things, so I'm super excited to get that done, but it's so taxing on our lives every day. And it's not only our husbands, it's our kids, it's our parents. Like my mom calls me, like, what's going on this weekend? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not in front of my calendar. I gotta look at all these different things, different apps to see what child has what soccer game where. Like it's on my calendar, but I don't have the locations, can't fit all that stuff on there. So this command center is gonna be like amazing. Take all of that stress off of me so that I can focus on doing other things that are not having to remind people where to be, what to do, how to do it. Oh, it's like every day I got to make sure, are you ready for school? Do you have all your things? Do you have your stuff for diving? What about soccer? Do you have all your clothes? It's like a broken record, but that's going to change. And honestly, this conversation reminded me of something important. So many women are feeling this way. Like, even my friend that I was talking to, she's like, "I cannot wait for your command center. It's gonna be amazing. Like, I need that so bad." And she's just a mom of 1. Like, I'm a mom of 3, and I'm struggling to keep it all together. I have so many different calendars going so many different places. And then, of course, I got my parents and my husband, and they all need the information. And it's like, I can't keep doing this day in, day out. But barely anybody is talking about all of this honestly. It's like when we get together, we talk about babies, we talk about toddlers, we talk about surviving motherhood when they're little, but nobody really talks about the stage that we're in right now until someone brings up like gray hairs or feeling moody or not having patience. Like, this is the stage where, like we need to start asking more questions. We need to support each other more, and because we're emotional, like our hormones are out of whack, and a lot of us, like, we're struggling because we don't take care of ourselves. We've spent years of not taking care of ourselves, and then like we stay up late and our cortisol levels are out of whack. And so that when they're high and we're stressed, which is almost every day all day, then we're storing fat in our belly areas that we don't want. And so then we're upset because we're gaining weight. We don't look the way that we want to look, and so there's like, it's just like this big spiral that we really need to start supporting each other and getting on board. And I can tell you, I've been eating a lot of protein, doing my body balancing drops. And even my husband has noticed a big difference in his weight too. Like he's finally fitting in jeans he couldn't fit in. Like I'm excited about the way that I look and my muscle. Like I'm only doing strength training twice a week for 30 minutes. And it's incredible the way that my body feels now because I'm seeing the muscle, the body fat's going away. I'm actually taking care of myself, although it's like a never-ending battle. Some days are good and some days are bad, and some days I remember to take care of myself and some days I don't. Um, I'm hoping that with my command center coming up, I'm gonna have more days where I can focus on myself and taking care of myself because we need that. Like I wanna go running. I want to intermix cardio with my strength training, but most days I don't have time. And so, we need to start making that time, supporting each other emotionally, and actually like figuring this stuff out. Because I know there's so many people that are like, My hormones are out of whack. I need to go to the doctor. I need to get hormones, replacement hormones, and all these things." But there's so many other things you can do. I didn't even realize that just by eating a low glycemic index diet, like it would change the way my body feels. You know, every month, so I got an ablation done, which means that I don't really have like heavy periods. Your periods are supposed to like go away completely, but um mine like one cell lived. And so I don't have like, it's not annoying or anything. I don't even use any products. Like it's just kind of like there and I know it. But it's not to the point where I'm like staining anything. And this is not to get too too much information, but at the same time, like I still go through the cycle where I ovulate and I can still feel, like that I'm going to get moody and I get exhausted. And usually, like, I get tenderness in my breasts. But since I've been taking my hormone drops and eating my low glycemic index foods on my approved list, I can tell you, the only way that I know that I'm having my period is because I go to the bathroom and I see it. Um, but I don't get the sore breasts anymore, but I do get some exhaustion. That's really the only thing I get, that and then, a little bit of moodiness. Like, I can tell I'm, like, kind of lost my patience and I get a little snappy. But other than that, the hormones are doing an amazing job of balancing my hormones and keeping me in check, which I love. And I love that I don't have to feel the symptoms of like my period coming, which is awesome. So, if you are needing information on that, reach out. These drops are amazing. Not only am I losing the belly fat, but I'm also balancing my hormones. So I'm sleeping better and I'm feeling better and I don't have like the symptoms of my period, which is awesome. So, anyways, moving on, we're at the stage that nobody's talking enough about, and we need to. We need to think about, who am I becoming? How do I want to get to the person that I want to be? Because a lot of us are losing our patience and we're screaming at our kids, and we don't want to do that. It's like, it's happening. You can feel it happening. You can hear yourself doing it. And in the middle, like you just can't stop yourself. You just keep going on and on. And honestly, I don't think this season is something that we want to fight. I think it's something that we need to listen to, because maybe this phase of life is asking us like to slow down a little bit, take care of ourselves differently, stop running on empty, asking ourselves finally, like, what do I need now? Not everybody else, but me. And I've been really doing a lot of that lately, which has been helping, because we've been pouring everything into everyone for years. And so this season is now us asking for someone else to finally pour back into us. So instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Maybe the better question is, what is the season trying to teach me? Maybe you need more rest. Maybe you need more support, more honesty, more boundaries, more care for yourself, because pretending you're fine when you're exhausted, it's not working anymore. So, if you've been feeling this shift lately, like your emotions are different, your energy is different, your patience is different, I want you to hear this. Like, you're not crazy, you're not failing, you're definitely not alone. And I think that we feel like we're all in this ship by ourselves, but trust me, there's so many women out there who feel the exact same way. We just don't talk about it because we don't have the time. So, you might be stepping into a new season of your life, and maybe this season finally gets to include you, like taking care of yourself. So, I'm super excited for this season, and I really want you to hear this. I want you to start taking care of yourself. Just every day, do one thing for you. It could be simple, like patting yourself on the back and saying, "You did a great job today." Or it could be like going and getting your hair done. So, Start taking care of yourself better every day. I promise you, you're going to start feeling better.